Okay, I finally sat down, opened every statement, and added up all my debt for the first time. 2 credit cards and a loan. The number was about $27,000, and it made me physically sick. I just sat there at my desk surrounded by bills, feeling like an absolute idiot. How did I let it get this bad? But here's the thing I had to remind myself. I was very, very far from alone. Because Americans together owe about $1.25 trillion on credit cards right now, and the average person who carries a balance is sitting on around $6,500 of it. So I was not some unique disaster. I was extremely normal. But being normal is exactly the trap, because I had spent years telling myself a few comforting little lies to avoid dealing with any of it. Lie number 1. I will just pay the minimum. It is fine. Lie number 2. Come on, everybody has debt these days. And lie number 3, my personal favorite. I will deal with all of it later. And honestly, that very first lie, just pay the minimum, is the single most expensive sentence I have ever said to myself. So let me show you the trap I walked straight into, because the math is genuinely brutal. Take a simple example. $6,000 on a card at a 24% rate. If I only ever pay the minimum, it takes about 21 years to clear and costs about $10,887 just in interest. Read that again because it broke my brain. On a $6,000 debt, paying only the minimum means I hand the bank back nearly 3 times what I borrowed. About 2.8 times over, just on one card. And once you see why, you cannot unsee it. In month 1 of that example, the minimum payment is about $180. Sounds fine, right? But watch where that money actually goes. Out of that $180, $120 of it is pure interest, gone to the bank. Only about $60 actually goes toward shrinking what I owe. That is why it drags on for 2 decades. And here's the part that really made me angry. The minimum payment is not designed to get me out of debt. It is designed to keep me paying for as long as humanly possible. And somebody loves that. Meet the card company. Every single month I send in that tiny minimum. This guy in the nice suit is quietly thrilled, because most of my payment is just interest landing straight in his pocket. The slower I pay, the more he makes. And the reason it snowballs against me is compound interest, just running in reverse. You have probably heard compounding builds wealth when you invest. Well, the exact same force works against you when you owe. Here is an illustration that scared me straight. At around 22%, if I just leave a balance completely untouched, it roughly doubles in only about 3.3 years. The interest is earning interest, against me. So now I am panicking. The debt is growing, the minimum is a trap, and I just want it gone fast. And right on cue, the internet sent me a guy with a slick suit and an even slicker promise. Quick cash, no credit check, money in your account today, just one easy little loan to make it all go away. This is the payday lender, and he is the most dangerous guy in this entire video, because here's what that easy money actually costs. A typical payday loan charges about $15 for every 100 you borrow, for just 2 weeks. Annualize that, and the rate is nearly 400%. Nearly 400%. My credit card felt like a monster at 24, and this was almost 20 times worse. So whatever you do, do not let a fire make you jump into a volcano. I closed that tab. So I finally accepted the truth. There is no magic hack, no secret app, no clever trick, no one weird loan that erases it overnight. But, and this is the good part, there absolutely is a method that works. And the person who finally taught me that method was a friend of mine who had clawed her way out of her own debt years earlier. She sat me down, no judgment, and walked me through the whole boring, beautiful plan. Step 1 surprised me, because it is not even about paying off debt yet. First, she said, scrape together a small starter emergency fund. A common rule of thumb is about $1,000. Here's why that matters so much. Because without a buffer, the second your car breaks or your tooth explodes, you reach for the card again and you sink even deeper. It is the exact loop I had been stuck in for years. That little $1,000 cushion stops one random surprise from quietly undoing months of all your progress. Step 2 is blunt, and it is the one people hate hearing. Stop using the cards. Cut them up, freeze them, hide them, whatever it takes. Because no payoff plan on earth works if the balance keeps growing. Step 3. Get brutally honest and list every single debt. Write down each one with its balance, its interest rate, and its minimum payment. It is scary to see it all in one place, but you cannot beat what you refuse to look at. Step 4 is the engine of the whole thing. You pay the minimum on every debt to stay current, and then you take every single extra dollar you can find and throw it all at just one target debt. But which one? There are 2 famous ways to pick that one target, and people argue about them constantly. The first is called the avalanche, and it is the choice your calculator would make if your calculator could talk. With the avalanche, you attack the debt with the highest interest rate first, while paying minimums on the rest. Mathematically, this is the cheapest path there is. It saves you the most money and the most time. Full stop. The second method is the snowball, and it flips the logic completely. Instead of the highest rate, you attack the smallest balance first, no matter what its interest rate is. The whole point is fast, motivating wins. And it turns out, those quick wins are not just a feel-good thing. A 2012 study of about 6,000 people found the single strongest predictor of paying off all your debt was the share of accounts you had fully closed. So here is the honest framing, and please ignore anyone who tells you only one is correct. Avalanche is cheaper on paper. Snowball is more likely to actually get you to the finish line. Pick the one you will actually stick with. And here is step 5, the part that makes either method feel like a machine. Every time you finally kill off one debt, you do not pocket that freed-up payment. You roll it onto the next debt on your list. So the amount you throw at your target keeps getting bigger and bigger, like a snowball rolling downhill, picking up speed. The first debt feels slow, but by the last one, you are absolutely flattening it. Momentum builds. Now let me show you the hope, because this is the number that changed everything for me. Remember that $6,000 card at 24% that took 21 years on the minimum? Watch what one small change does. Instead of the shrinking minimum, I pay a fixed $200 a month every month, no matter what. That single change clears the exact same debt in about 4 years, with only around $3,250 in interest. Let that land. Same debt, same interest rate. Just paying a steady amount instead of the minimum saves about $7,600, and roughly 17 years of my life. The flat payment is the whole trick. Now, there is one extra tool that can supercharge this, but it comes with a real catch, so listen carefully. It is called a balance transfer card, and used right, it can pause your interest entirely for a while. A 0% intro card lets you move your balance over and pay no interest for a window, often somewhere from 12 to 21 months. During that window, every dollar you pay hits the actual balance, not interest. Powerful. But here is the catch, and it is a big one. There is usually a 3 to 5% transfer fee up front, and the instant that intro period ends, the rate jumps right back to the low 20s. So you must clear it before the clock runs out. Okay, so I had the plan, and I am not going to lie to you, the next part was just a grind. It is slow, it is boring, and there were months where the balance barely seemed to move at all. But those little wins, closing out that first small card, then the next one, they kept me going every time I wanted to quit. Every single paid-off account was a tiny burst of proof that this was actually working, that the plan was real. So I kept showing up, kept rolling the payments forward, and slowly, the whole pile shrank. And then, after years of this, I logged in to pay off the very last debt. I typed in the final amount, my hand actually shaking a little, and I hit submit. The balance ticked down to one single beautiful number: 0. After all of it, the screen finally said $0. No more cards, no more loan, no more interest quietly bleeding me every single month. POV, debt-free. I genuinely jumped out of my chair. And here's the best part, the part nobody really tells you about. All that money that used to vanish into interest and minimum payments every month? It does not just disappear into thin air. It is suddenly sitting right there in my budget, completely free, mine to do something useful with for the very first time. So now, for the first time in my life, instead of compound interest working against me, I can finally flip it around and put that exact same money to work for me. That, my friend, is when you start investing. One honest reminder before you go. This was for education only, and it is not financial advice. The rates and figures here are as of 2026 and they change. The examples are illustrations, and your results will vary. But the big takeaway is real, and it never changes. There are no magic debt hacks and no shortcuts worth taking. Just build that little cushion, stop the bleeding, attack one debt at a time, roll the payments forward, and stay boring for as long as it takes. You can absolutely claw your way back to 0. I was buried, I knew nothing, and I did it.